Welcome back to my workshop journey. Since last time we saw each other, I've been giving some thought to the stops on the router fence, and if you remember, I had just a short length of the 8mm T-track on the top of the fence. Well, I've gone and got myself two new lengths of the full 1 meter, so I now have a piece that will go the full length of the fence, and I'll show you that in a minute. But last time I was making the two stops, and if you remember, they had the two thumb screws to hold them tight. But what I've gone and done is replaced the two thumb screws with just one cam hold down, and I can use that with either the 19mm or the 8mm T-track. That's going to hold it even more secure than the thumb screws. So that's all fine and dandy. Following up on last time as well, I did ask for suggestions on how to deal with the stops when the length of the leg on the workpiece that I've got is longer than the fence. And Tim has come up with the suggestion of using inserts on one part of the stop system. So just going to have a look at that now. So here I've got the stop and against the fence, and this, if you remember from several episodes ago, is roughly where the cutter will be. So I've now got the leg, that's the top mortise, that's the middle mortise, and really I want to cut from here, sorry, so you can see properly, from about here to here. So using Tim's suggestion, if I just adjust the stop slightly so that this part, and let me get a ruler, that's roughly in the middle, so the stop needs to be about there. Let me tighten that down. So as the workpiece comes along, it stops there. That one's fine. Tim's suggestion is for the start of the process, I was thinking of having the second stop way out to the right of the fence, and that's where the problem would be. Tim's suggestion is work out where this mortise needs to start cutting. So it's about there, and literally have a piece of wood that just slips in the gap. Then I can position the leg and then remove this piece of wood. That's the suggestion, so I'm just going to work through that and see how that will work. Now this is a part of the pitch pine batch that my brother kindly gave me. This is a piece that I'm going to use as some of the scrap. What I've done is marked from the end here to the cut is going to be there to correspond with that distance. That's fine. Now I could just cut straight across, but my problem then would be, how do I get the scrap piece of wood out so I can start cutting? What I'm going to try is, because it's a piece of wood that had a stretcher in, I'm going to cut there. That will be the length there, but I'm going to try cutting that piece there so I then have something to hold on to. I'll see how that works. Obviously I want to get all of this ready so that I don't get my fingers in the way of the router cutter. And as if by magic, one piece of wood that's cut to size. So the cutter will be here. I will place that in position. I will have the router cutting. That will go down like that into position. I will remove that, cut up to the stop, switch the router off. Then I can lift it. Then I will on the second side, stop in place, router cutting, go, put down, remove, cut to the stop, router off. That seems fine. Okay, so that will just mean, although I've got 8 cuts to do on the legs, every time I need a new distance here, I'm going to need a new piece of wood. So it's going to pay me to just go with cheaper wood to use as the spacer, and I've got plenty of that. The actual extraction seemed fairly simple, so that would be like that, like that, like that. Okay, I think I can work with that one. Right, let's crack on. And I forgot to mention the hold downs that I've got. I bought these from Rutland's Tools, and the cam is anodised aluminium, and finding them very good. I'll put a link to these in the description below, then you can have a look for yourself. But I'm finding that ever so easy to use. I've also, while we're on the subject, got a couple of hold downs for the 19mm, and those have the bolt going through a split piece of anodised aluminium, and the bolt going through will force the bar apart. So again, I just thought while I'm at it, I'll get a different type of hold down, and then I've got plenty to work with. I've cleaned up after sorting the bench out. I've got the leg. In here now is the 6mm cutter, and I've adjusted the height to 10mm. That's as far as it's going down into the piece, so well below halfway, but that's all it needs to be. What I've done is used the existing mortise to put the cutter into the slot. Oops. Like that, and then adjusted the fence so it comes, the leg is going to run across there. That's where the cut is going to start, and that's my stop that I'm going to be using to start the whole process off. So that's in place. I will put the leg down onto the cutter and take the stop away. That will go up to the second mortise, and what I'm going to do now is just try that to see how it goes and make sure that everything is going to be in the right place before I do anything cutting the actual workpiece. I've got a piece of scrap wood here that I'm going to use for the test, and so put my ears on, make sure the power's on. I can turn the speed of this cutter up . So I now have a channel in there. Just get rid of the shavings. So that's a nice channel, and here's the board that's going to go in it. That doesn't reach the bottom, which is what I wanted, but it's also giving me a guide as to how big things are going to be. So that worked okay. Now I did notice with the leg, because I'm working to the outside of the workpiece, I'm going to have to cut 4 legs on one side and then reposition the fence so I can cut the other 4 legs because of where the offset is. So this one is a certain distance from the fence, but if I just turn the workpiece round, that is a lot smaller than that, of course. So that means I'm going to have to readjust the fence, but at least I spotted it before I tried cutting. Okay, let me get set up with all 4 legs in the right position, and then we'll be able to make the proper cuts. These are the first four pieces that I'm going to be doing, and this face will be face down. The fence is in the right position. That's the stop. So stop into place, and then let's start. And there we go, 4 channels. All I've got to do now is take out that rubbish, and that will be ready for accepting the side panels. Good. Just got to readjust the fence now. The stop doesn't need to move, but the fence this way needs to move slightly, but that's a simple job. That went well. I've just got some of the dust to clear out of these 8 slots now, but those have gone ever so well, and it's helped me to get rid of some of the breakout from the mortises as well. This is excellent. Good. Those are the 8 slots that I need for the side panels, and the next thing is to do a similar channel in the 8 rails, top and middle, and then I can start thinking about where to adjust the tenons, because obviously they are going to meet somewhere in the middle here, and I need to be able to make sure those are clear. But let me just tidy up and then I'll plan the next move. Here then we've got the 4 legs with the 4 channels that we've just cut. This is one of the long rails, but the principle is going to be the same for all of them. It's a matter of matching the tenon mark with the correct mortise mark. So this mortise is actually going to go into this tenon into this mortise. So that's the direction things are going to go. That means that is going to be the outside. Now, following the tip from Tim several weeks ago of marking the outside with masking tape, what I'm going to do is, because that's going to be that direction, that is the outside, so I'm just going to quickly mark these with masking tape just so that I know which way things are going to go. And why does masking tape keep splitting like this? Never mind. So that's going to be the outside, and follow the same thing with all of the others. Why is this one, so that's like that, that's the outside. XX is down at the bottom. That one doesn't need adjusting. SS is that one. And NN is that one. So that one's going to be the outside. And so let me just double check. PP MM MM is that one. So that one doesn't need doing. Okay, so that's those four done. Let's have a look at which ones these are. These are the short rails, of course. After a very painful experience of realising I've cut through the marks here, I've managed to work something out to tell me which piece is which, and so I've marked all of the outside pieces, and those are the edges that are going to actually be cut. Okay, all I've got to do now is make sure that the correct piece is being cut on with the correct spacing from the fence, and then we're ready for cutting. Preparation is 90% of the work, because that's where my weak point is. But anyway, I know what I'm going to do next, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.